Welcome back to this week's edition of Business Forum. Exports play a vital role in the stabilization of a country's economy by bringing in direct foreign exchange. A country with more exports, therefore, than imports, has the capability of more economic growth and is able to control inflation at any time compared to a country whose imports exceed the exports. In Uganda's scenario, trade is more of imports than exports, therefore the unstable shilling that keeps on depreciating every month. In Business Forum tonight, we start off a special segment focusing on cross-border markets. Kenneth Wide talked to the Managing Director of Uganda Exports Promotion Board, Eli Kamugisha, and they discussed markets.
Eli Kamugisha is the Executive Director, Uganda Export Promotion Board. It's so important to discuss about markets because every product that comes from either factory, from the farm or wherever, it has to reach the consumer, and the consumer has to get it in the market. The broad perspective we are discussing with Eli is why do we need market? This could be taken as something simple and understandable because it is obvious you will go to the market, but there could be an inner part why you need the market, why the consumer needs the market, why the producer needs the market, and why the trader needs the market. Welcome, Eli.
Thank you very much.
To begin with, why do I need the market?
Markets are very, very important. We actually need markets. Producers need markets, consumers need markets. Let me begin with the producers. Producers could be farmers, producers could be manufacturers, producers could be any other that do value addition. And let me mention that if you are going to end poverty, to begin with, and that's where I come from, and actually I believe more not ending poverty but creating wealth. If you are going to create wealth for all the value chain players, meaning from the farmer to some trader, to some small trader, to some big trader, to some processor, to some manufacturer, to the market, you need to focus on the market. For a long time, for example, in our situation as Uganda, we have had, with agriculture, it was subsistence production. Subsistence production means that you are producing basically for subsistence, to subsist, to live on as a family. And what has been taken to the market is just the little that remains after you have fed your stomachs. This is very unfortunate, because if you have to create wealth for households, you must look at the market. Markets are important. Why? Because in the markets, we sell our produce, we sell our manufactured products, and we get money. And we can use this money to meet our household needs, including the basic needs, either to build a house, for shelter, clothing, to buy other things that you don't produce in the home. For example, in Uganda, homes don't produce sugar, but you need sugar if in your drinks, in your tea, in your coffee, in simple drinks. But also you need money also to move from one location to another. You need locomotion, you need mobility. So you use the money you have from your income, from your sales in the market, say to buy a bicycle, to buy even a border, or to buy a vehicle. You need money. You need every household, beyond feeding, producing for subsistence, they need money to buy, to afford the basics of life, including taking children to health centers when they are sick, including taking our expectant mothers for delivery in hospitals and health centers. Because even when you have government health centers, for a pregnant mother to be able to deliver in that health center, they need mobility. They have to reach there. So what are we saying in summary? That markets are very, very important. For farmers, markets are important for manufacturers, because then they get money from the markets. They exchange goods and services at a cost. The seller and the buyer agree, consideration, that I am buying your product at so much. In the past, we used to talk of barter trade. Barter trade is part of counter trade, whereby it was exchange for goods, goods for goods mainly. It was mainly for goods for goods. But that had a disadvantage, and it suffered what we call double coincidence of wants. If you have a big coke and you want posho or ugali, you have a big coke but you want a tin of posho, you had to walk a long distance to meet the person who also has posho but wants the coke. And that was a challenge. But now with the modern market, we exchange, all exchanges, the reward for the exchanges is money, and that money is even no longer stones, it is actual cash. Now when you get this money, in addition to what I've already said, you can also buy inputs. Yes, the government has given, under NADS and Operation Wealth Creation, has given inputs, including seeds, including some animals, including some trees, to households. And I think I welcome that. And I was also very happy that also an IMF team which visited in the Western Uganda Chigezi sub-region in Kanungu were impressed by the government's support with regard to tea. They have given them seedlings, and now you have Kanungu becoming a model district with regard to boosting incomes, household incomes. So, but at the end of the day, it is not that government will always give inputs. So again, you need money to buy inputs. You also need money to buy pesticides. You need money to buy herbicides. You need maybe the family labor is not enough to hire labor to till the land, to weed, to prune. So the markets are important at the national level. Before I even go to that, with manufacturing, why is a manufacturer a company producing goods? These are farms. Their interest is profit. No company sets up a company which is called a company sets up to do business. A farm sets up to do business, and therefore what they produce should be for the market. And at a later date we'll talk about the issue of what should be the right quality for that market.
When we talk of the market, what do we mean? Are we meaning human beings, or we are meaning the structures that we put in place so that human beings can meet? And how do I tell my market if I produce my products?
Yeah, that's a very good question, because you see, the public, in general terms, people think a market is some place, at times constructed, in which you bring your goods, your commodities, and the buyers know this place and they come to buy. They are not very far from the right thing, but that is just a marketplace. It is a marketplace. It's the location. You can have marketplaces whereby people come, sellers, producers come with their goods, their commodities, and then buyers come and buy. But the actual meaning of a market, and which we should understand, all of us, is anywhere where buyers and sellers meet, negotiate, and make exchanges. Buyers buy, sellers sell, and everyone goes home happy. You buy what you are looking for, I sell what I brought to the market. So, and the market, therefore, can be in the marketplace that we know, for example, Wandegea market, which we have always known, which has now been built. The marketplace could be Bugorobi market, which we used to call Middle East. I hope it is still called Middle East. and there is a build place, and you go there and buy. You can go to Karelwe and other places. Those are marketplaces. But that, and those are Kampala places where we can buy goods and or commodities. There are markets also in Masaka, there are markets in Guru, in Lira and other places, marketplaces. But also markets don't need to be physical. Markets can also be virtual. There is what we call virtual shops. Amazon.com, eBay are some of the biggest sellers and distributors of books. As you know, they distribute books. They also distribute goods, T-shirts, gifts, items. But as you know, Amazon.com, which has the biggest market, the biggest presence in the UK and the United States, doesn't have a physical building, a physical shop. So therefore, markets can be exchanges can take place in marketplaces, but also it can be virtual, and you have virtual shops. Now, so again, continuing with markets, the other thing is, where are your markets? You asked me, where are your markets? And that is a good one. We can have markets. You could have your markets in your locality. You can have markets, you produce your beans and maize and sell them in your small trading center. And then it is the duty of the other intermediary, of the other person or the other company along the value chain, which could be now a small trader, who again buys it, takes it to another big trading center or a town. And then from there, somebody buys it and takes it to maybe Kampala, the capital city. And then we, at that level, we are still talking of the local what? We are still talking of the local market. But then there is what we call the export market, what we call international markets, export markets or international markets. Then beyond your national boundaries, there are markets beyond Uganda's international boundaries. When I say Uganda's international boundaries, I better define a market beyond Uganda's international boundaries. It means that Uganda, we know it, borders with Kenya in the east, borders with Tanzania down in the south. In the north, you have South Sudan, you have DRC, you have Rwanda. So the international borders is Uganda now. When you look at those neighbors, the Uganda we are talking about, that becomes our domestic market. That becomes our local market. Whether you sell in your village, whether you sell in Kampala, whether you sell in Gulu or Koboko or Kachumbara or Usuku, you are talking of local market. I will talk about the importance of local market and the importance also of external markets. But before I go to the international, before I go to the importance, I need also to explain now again what we call export markets. Export markets could be markets immediately outside your international boundaries. It could be South Sudan, it could be DRC, it could be Rwanda, it could be Tanzania, it could be Kenya. But also it could be United States of America, it could be the European Union. For instance, our second biggest market for Uganda is the European Union. You know the European Union, which includes the UK, Germany, France, Italy, and all other countries. Now, and it could be further market in Australia, as long as there are people, and there are people as individuals and also companies as businesses interested in dealing in our products and our commodities.
Outside the boundaries that we enjoy as Ugandan producers and traders, which markets do we enjoy most outside those boundaries? Are we enjoying from East Africa bloc, COMESA bloc, European bloc, and what do we send there?
Let me mention immediately that Our biggest market, until we got the problems in South Sudan, has been the regional markets. You call them EAC or COMESA. The fact that South Sudan is not a member of the EAC. So our biggest markets immediately have been South Sudan, Kenya, regional markets of DRC and Rwanda. In fact, in order, it was South Sudan, Kenya, Rwanda, and DRC. Then we got problems with South Sudan, but we are praying for peace and security in that market because it is a big market. And what we sell in these regions, and which is very, very good, is that the neighboring markets take manufactured non-food, food and non-food manufactured products. Non-food meaning like non-sugar, non-oil and fats which are manufactured, all that are food, bakery products. We sell iron sheets, angle bars, cement, and this, to me, this is very, very important for our regional markets. And we sell all other products which are manufactured to the region because it is easier for transport, it is faster, and these people know our products. Now, again, in these neighboring markets, we also sell food which is non-manufactured, food, maize and beans, live animals. We have been taking cows, goats, sheep to the neighboring markets. But also we have been selling their fruits and vegetables. And this is very, very important. Now, the second biggest market for us, again, is the EU, like I said. But mainly what goes to the EU are normally goods in their primary form, what we call raw products, not manufactured. Mainly, with little value addition is only fish, but otherwise we sell cut flowers to the EU, fruits and vegetables, mainly, but also hides and skins, but mainly not leather, but wet blue. The benefits of our external markets is that we get the foreign currency. We get foreign exchange receipts instead of depending, and that's the importance of the market. And that's why we have to promote exports. That we get foreign exchange without begging for it. The traditional way is that we have been begging for an exchange. This time we earn it. And if we expand, we widen the export base and we export more, then we get more foreign exchange receipts, meaning we get more foreign exchange from the sale of our goods and services instead of begging for it. Very, very important, and I must emphasize it because foreign aid, the one who gives foreign aid is part of a country's foreign policy plan and strategy. It is, why would somebody be giving you free money and refuse? And that's the challenge we have had with the international markets, the big boys. They give you foreign aid, but they refuse to give you markets. What do I mean by refusing to give you markets? Most markets in developed countries have high restrictions, high stringent entry conditions. But when they are giving you aid, it is very easy for them to say, we are giving you so much. And therefore, we need to rethink aid, and we need to think that trade is more important.
Getting foreign exchange without begging for it, using what we have in somebody else's market. It is a partnership that we are starting just today in the Business Forum, a partnership that will go a long way, maybe 4, 5, 6 months, so to say. Partnership with Uganda Export Promotion Board. This is Business Forum.
Thank you so much for gracing us with your company tonight. We have come to the end of Business Forum. I am Anita Mwangazi. See you soon.